Hello, my name is Randy Smith. I'm with the Central Texas chapter, and I'm kind of like a lot of you guys, where we were, before the Spring Creek deal came out, we were kind of wondering, what are we getting into? Is it going to be a big kumbaya deal and we're all going to hold hands and be touchy-feely type things? But, getting here and going through it, I really appreciate the opportunity, how you guys have structured this, because I think it's turned out to be, one of those things that it's one of those unexpected surprises. You go in with these either low expectations like Garth Brooks sings, or you have some other thing that, oh, this is going to be everything, and it turns out to be something completely different. So I really appreciate that, and I think you guys from National, I think you should continue. I know you guys have talked about this being a big investment, and I think you should continue to do that, because I think every incoming president, and it's like I'm sitting there wondering, is there a way that we can bring this down to the chapter level? Because I think that's something that's so important within our chapters, to get them engaged and learn how to have fun. Because I think so many people are there and we're like checking off, oh, I got my thing done for Treasury. Oh, I got this thing done as Secretary. But I don't think we're necessarily engaging as a group and having that fun. So that's one of the things that I think is very, very important. So one of the things that for me personally is what this has done is just reinforce my walk with God. I think it's shown that when we did the time balance and things like that, I was kind of like you, Matt, where I thought, hey, I feel pretty good here. But I think it just reinforces a lot of those things, because the principles and things that I think the book were based on had come from God. And I think that was one of the things that when I saw okay, you're getting this book, and I've heard of this book before, I hadn't really read all the way through it, and then this time around I'm sitting there going, man, if this is going to send me way over here on this direction, and I'm trying to do my devotional over here, this is going to be too confusing. I can't even keep track of one thing, so let alone two. But when I started reading that book and realized that, I thought, man, this is awesome. It really got me energized and excited, because this is the principles, and I think that's where he got a lot of his material from. So that's my personal thing. It's just reinforced to continue doing what I'm doing. Then on the professional side, I think it's more about engagement. For me, going back is to be maybe more engaged in my work, and because it's like, okay, I'm an accounting geek, right? And yet I'm going to change the initials for what CFO stands for. I've decided it's Chief Fun Officer now, so I need to take that back. And I want to use that, but I want to be more, I don't necessarily feel that I've been engaged that much at work. It's kind of like, okay, that stuff kind of comes easy, and I know it, but I want to be more, I think, engaged in that, and perhaps I can engage other people. So I was talking to Scott, hey, maybe there's some ways we can take some of what they're doing at their company and instill them in ours. And if not, then maybe that's not the right company. But you just don't know. So my one thing was what I loved that Covey did in the book, where he had that kind of the hierarchy, the dependent to independent to interdependent, because I really think that that's what God's plan is for us. I think he's made each of us very unique. We've all got experiences and things that we've come from, but we don't have to let those define who we are. We can take those out there and make a difference with our spheres of influence. And I think that's what that power of one really does, is because as you get through these things, you learn that, okay, I need to be dependent upon God, but I need to be interdependent upon people around me, because we all have different strengths, we all have different weaknesses, and I think that's what SDI did, is it kind of shows you that, and it shows you here's how, but it also helps you, I think, recognize that everybody has something that they bring to the table. And I think often we kind of forget that, because we all get, if we're red, we get, this is my way. So I think a lot of us have talked about that, and that's what I think really the one thing is about.
That's good. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I said a couple of really neat things, and the last one was, when we know people, the walls come down. But I think of the 1-5-5, whether it's if one person engages 5 to be more fun, and they engage 5 to have more fun, and fun is an artwork. It's not necessarily laughing, it's getting things done, it's celebrating, it's being friendly. If you could do that at work and in your chapter, that's how you get things done. We got 5 of us committed, who get 5 committed, now we got 31, and it'll work, and thanks so much. You're a pleasure to have. Thank you.